Good morning. I apologise right now. I think I will probably swear through this. I don't mean to, I don't intend to, but when I'm talking about this stuff, I get so angry. And as we get further and further into it, I think things like, do you know what, Rachel Reeves? You. Bridget Phillipson? Do one. You are nasty, mean, manipulative, divisive, cruel, unpleasant individuals, and I base that on what you give out to the public and your policies and the way that you enact them. So I feel qualified to say that. I don't think you have to be qualified to say that. I think you can turn around and say, Bridget Phillipson, you're one of the most unpleasant women in politics at the minute, closely followed by Rachel Reeves, definitely up there with Angela Rayner, but she does still make me laugh. But the recent thing goes above and beyond just being a bit of a dick. Oh, please do like, subscribe and share if you like this. So what they've done is we know that they are segregating society left, right and centre, don't we? We know that they are pitting rich against poor, and that's their version of what's rich and their version of what's poor. It's not our version of what's rich or what's poor, because they don't know what our version is, because they don't know what we are, because they don't know how we live, because they've got absolutely zero grasp on reality. Same as the last government. They're wearing their VR headset and they're going, oh, it all looks rosy in number 10 world. Meanwhile, the rest of us are going, oh my God, it couldn't be more bleak if you tried, you utter dimwits. So today, I think, oh, I'll just have a little look on my WhatsApps and see what's been sent in overnight. And somebody highlights the National Theatre. Now you think, what's that got to do with politics? What has the National Theatre got to do with politics? Well, this is what it's got to do with politics. If you want to take your kids to go and see, or your school to go and see a performance at the National Theatre, which, let's be honest, that would be an exciting day out, apart from the coach. They always smell of cigarettes. It doesn't matter how old they are, and you stick to the seats. They're like that funny Velcro stuff. And there's like that sticky stuff at the back, which you think, is that vomit? Is that spit? Don't know. Anyway, the coach ride was never much fun for me. But you go out, you go to London, woo, isn't this fun? And you go and see lots of different performances. Now there's Oliver. Please, miss, can I have some more? Said all of us to Rachel Reeves. No, said Rachel Reeves. Littleton, no idea. Or Dorfman. Absolutely no idea. But anyway, if that did float your boat and you were at school and you were studying, looking, wanting to do that, you could go to the National Theatre box office and book some tickets. Now, it will cost you £10 for UK state schools, 10 plus students aged 18 or younger, plus one teacher at the same price per 9 pupils. Oh, well, that's nice, isn't it? You go down one. £12 tickets for UK independent schools of 10 plus students aged 18 or younger, plus one teacher at the same price as 9 pupils. So it's £10 if you're in the state schools and £12 if you're in the independent schools. Now that, to me, that says segregation. Why are we putting VAT on theatre tickets? Why are we doing that? Why would we want to do that? I mean, what are we going to do when they're at the theatre? Are we going to put them on different sides? So this side, you're the state school, and this side, you're the independent school. Don't look at them, they're rich. Don't look at them, don't look them in the eye. Just keep your heads above, look forwards, don't have anything to do with them. They are those nasty, privileged people who have lots of AstroTurf and embossed paper. Don't even breathe the same air of them. Is that what we're doing? Are we going on different buses? Are we parking in different lanes? Why are we segregating two sets of kids? Why are we making it more difficult for one group of children to go to the theatre, but making it easier for another group of children to go to the theatre? Why are we doing that? What is that? Is that building a barrier? Fuck me, that's building almost like the wall of China right down the middle of education. And it's all down to Bridget Phillipson, Rachel Reeves and her other stupid cronies who thought taxing education would be a good idea. All they thought was, ooh, those nasty rich people, let's move them away, let's get them out of our education system, and we will only have state education because we want to teach them what we want them to know. We want it to be all about us, the Labour Party. Because let's not forget, they'd all joined the Labour Party while they were still in school. By the age of 15, they were fully signed up members of the Labour Party. So can you see where this is going? I can see where this is going. Any fucking idiot can see where this is going. But they don't want to admit that. So they try and do it with these little backhanders. So now we're putting 20% on theatre tickets for kids. We are segregating society. I am sick to death. Jonathan Brash, You might have read the fake article in the Telegraph. We don't know who was behind that. We don't know where that came from, but it basically was supposed to be a family who were on 350 grand, could have been Rach Reeves, who were saying, oh, it's 350 grand, but I still can't afford the school fees. It was a lie. But Jonathan Brash claims he did his research when he reposted it and said these people are a parody. He claims that he checked out its authenticity because he said, oh God, you wouldn't believe it if you first read it. No, you wouldn't, Jonathan, you fucking idiot, because it's not true. Any moron can see that, apart from you, apart from Brash by name, Brash by nature. Although I recognise I'm swearing quite a lot, so I do look a bit brash, but my goodness me, this has got under my skin. So Jonathan then gets pulled to pieces on Twitter. You ought to apologise. And he goes, what for? Apologise for believing a Tory newspaper. There we go again, Jonathan. Dig it in, why don't you? Dig it in. No, mate. Apologise for not doing your due diligence. Apologise for not actually doing the research that you'd said you'd done to check that it was real. And then apologise for your further divisive slurs against a group of families who just want the best for their kids, who have chosen a way that won't cost you, Jonathan, a penny. But now what you've done is cost the economy. By supporting this ridiculous policy, you have cost the economy millions in revenue. You've also cost state school kids, teachers, resources, chairs, because there is no room in the state schools for all of these kids. And you've drawn, with Bridge, a massive line down two groups of children. You've done that. You've incited a class war. The Labour Party has incited a class war, and they've used children as their bullets. And do you know what? Fuck off. Just go back to the stone you crawled out on and stay there for a long time, because I am over your pathetic attempts at climbing up your own social ladder. I mean, seriously, someone take the rungs away, just fall down it and go back under your stone. And I am not sorry. I do apologise for the swearing, because I know that upsets some people, and it does upset me a bit, if I'm honest with you. But honest to God, charging kids 20% on a theatre ticket, it's unbelievable. Are we going to go to Boots and say, can I have some plasters, please? Yes, that's £2.50. Oh, do you use private healthcare? Yeah, right, that's £3.50. Why? Well, you can afford to use private healthcare. You can afford to pay more for your plasters. Well, no, I can't, actually. The company pays for the private healthcare, so I actually can't afford to pay for the plasters, but you're going to charge me that because you think I can, because you think I'm rich, because you don't like my choices, you don't like my decisions, you don't like the way that I live my life, but you think I'm rich, so you think you can charge me more. I mean, to be fair, when you say it like that, you can completely understand why the economy is going down the pan, because that's Rachel Reeves's thought process. It's all on what she thunk, isn't it? Not what she actually knows. Still, blood pressure's come down a bit. I'm going to have a cup of tea. You will see a lot of me today because there is many things to talk about. Fast forward if you don't really like it. I mean, to be honest with you, I can understand some of them are a bit ranty, and not everyone likes education. But as I say on many, many times, if this is what they can do to kids, what can they do to the rest of us?